Beaver, away!
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Critscast. We're here tonight with some special content once again here. You might have seen it already yesterday to some extent. We're back with the Seasonalander Fall 2021 edition here on Critscast, hosting this event gratefully here on this channel to show you guys some nice Highlander YouTuber show matches for you all to see. Should be an exciting time here. We have obviously Wiethoofd on production. It's going to be me and Dave on the mic, as well as Ian joining us here for a little bit to talk about what's all happening here.
So Seasonalander was a project that I started last fall. I was never really a competitive person, but I always thought it would be a cool idea to try to gather people, significant members of the community, I guess, to be able to raise funds for the cause.
Why don't you tell us a bit about the cause here for this whole thing?
Yeah. So this season we are going to be funding the Autism Society of America, which is an organization bound to try to help those have a better chance at moving forward in life, especially with those who have autism.
We should have a lot of people here on the server already waiting to play. I believe it's Team Green Goblins and Teufort Terrors here. But a couple names even I recognize here right off the bat, so should be a good old time here. Highlander, of course. If you are not too aware, it's one class each. Maps will also be very interesting, of course. We don't have quite the most traditional lineup here tonight, so we'll see how everyone will perform on these. Certainly I have not seen 2 out of the 3 maps, but it should still be a very interesting time, I think.
Yeah, it should definitely be pretty interesting. We've got hopefully some people you're familiar with. The map's probably less so. As you say, we're starting off here on Payload Midwest, which is not a map I've seen before.
Some King of the Hill afterwards as well on Cascade, certainly map some people have seen before.
I've already seen Mr. Dispenser on the engineer class, so we've certainly got some people in their mains tonight. I got Solar Light coming in as Spy, which is certainly not the class I'm familiar with seeing him.
I mean, hey, it's melee.
It's actually a different type of Solar Light, I will say. He's an Egyptian Solar Light. He's a smaller pyro / spyman YouTuber.
But it looks like we're actually going to see people slowly go into spec. We're actually going to have a sniper melee duel to see which team is going to play which. It's going to be Cerulean for the Green Goblins and Drumming Fish for Teufort Terrors. So the winner of this melee duel presumably picks which side, and they are just about lining up. Not sure if they've got the green light as of yet.
Let's see what they can do with this one here. There's the shot being fired. One hit already, and there we go. Just as easy as that. Cerulean hits 2. They get to decide what team they want to join here. Obviously, it makes a bit of a difference here. If you're not familiar with how this works in Payload, you can now decide if you want to start as the team pushing or the team holding first, and then your opponent has to beat the time the blue team sets up. So time is really of the essence here in a competitive Payload format.
Yeah, it's just going to be a single round here on Midwest as well, and then we'll move on to some other maps. Yeah. So, Green Goblins wanted to attack first, wanted to set themselves a good time, try and shell shock the opposition, and push as fast as possible, give themselves every opportunity when they do move on to the defense later on. It's all good fun, all good times, and for a good cause as well.
Yeah, we'll see. We're going live here right now. It's going to be Green Goblins starting on blue, Teufort Terror starting on red. As we established before, the blue team is obviously the one to push first here. Their time at the end is what the red team has to beat when it's their time to push in the next half of this round here. So every second counts here in Stopwatch on Payload. You gotta make your times worth here as much as you can. Because after that, it's time for Teufort Terrors to push, and they have to beat whatever Green Goblins is able to put on the board here right now. So red team needs to have a stronger hold as they can on every single point.
Well, we've already seen crit stickies go up on the red spawn, which is not something that's unusual to see in high-level competitive, but what we haven't seen is the medic hasn't actually gone back and picked up the normal Ubers they could have, so that actually the red team here, Teufort Terrors, is going to be stuck on crit screen for this initial defense.
I mean, offense is clearly the best defense, right? So just kill your opponents, right? It's that easy. That's the game you play. If they're dead, they can't push. Just gotta land those crit stickies as much as you can here as we go in to the match here right now. We'll see what they can do. Sniper with a nice little silent on the card. Drumming Fish unfortunately missing the first few shots on the cards. Only one down on blue right now. Let them get some time here. But for now, that's not a big deal for the red team. They have the gun a little bit further back than the first corner here. Can just rely on that thing to put in some value. It's going to come down to what the blue team can do about this sentry gun now.
Yeah, and if blue team is aware of the fact they have the Uber against the crits advantage, we're actually seeing the red crits coming out, but the medic gets sniped by Cerulean, Serena going down. So while a couple of crit stickies went off from Jazzy, couldn't get too much damage down. At the moment, the hold is still up, there's still a gun. The engineer has been backstabbed here, but the sentry gun is still alive. It's in a really awkward spot as well. The high ground is kind of difficult to spam. Blue Uber coming out from the flank does eventually take it down, and now Red are going to have real issues trying to hold this cart.
Yeah, this is the fun part of Highlander, I think, on Payload a lot of the time. It's just figuring out when do you just give up a point. You don't want to really ever, to be honest, but a lot of the time it's just better to leave at some point here. And I think Teufort is feeling some of that right now. This heavy is just getting in, and once that heavy is forward enough to get some kills, it's hard to stop them here. Really nice stuff by Clownfishii. Putting in the damage right now. They found the tally there as well, not getting surprised by anyone there, unfortunately for the red team here. And that's the difficult part. You gotta figure out when you want to leave a point behind, when it's time to call it a day and just put up the next hole somewhere else here. Missed the timing that a little bit, but Serena did survive. They have the crit squeak almost up and running, and as it goes with the crit squeak, it's up a little bit faster than the Uber on average here, so maybe they can just get the jump on them here.
Yeah, I can see the red gamers all in the high ground position as well. This looks kind of hellish to push from the blue side. There is a shutter that they can use to their advantage, but it is stickied up. Crow at the moment just trying to bait those stickies out a little bit, but Jazzy does not went to debt. He is waiting. They've rotated now underneath. They're putting their heels up onto the low ground, and they're probably aware that there is still this crit squeak, so they could just pop straight through it. They're going to want to do it onto Crow. They actually drop Ash and Solar like the Spy as well. There's a pipe onto the medic, but decided to just walk backwards out of there. They got a little bit of space there on the blue side, but now we're seeing OTGT, the Pyro, going really aggressive. So many players down here for Green Goblins. It's a complete crunch, and the explosive classes here on Teufort is doing a lot of work.
Yeah, Jazzy, really MVP there for me, I think. Just jumped behind the Uber and denied anyone else trying to get into the next point here, onto the card. Just stopping them completely down, really low HP, but managed to stay alive. Works out really well here. This hold for the red team still standing right now. Some people still throwing themselves in on the point here as much as they can. It's going to force the crits, maybe hoping for some more kills there, but it's just a Pyro on them alone, so this crit squeak, it's getting some kills here, but maybe not quite as much as they would like. And at this point, MDL is still alive for Medic here. Keeps this Medigun slowly building, and the snipes come in as well for Cerulean. It's the Met down. If they didn't already have advantage, they sure do now. And that's gonna certainly make holding this point a whole lot more difficult for Teufort.
Yeah, Green Goblins now, they know they have the Uber advantage, they know they have a brief heal advantage as well, but this is...
Gets the stab on the Medic.
Position. Oh, that's certainly not a good thing. Now, they are moving the cart decently, but you still see how many players are in position. An attempted jump stab going in there from Solar, but Scarlet, more than aware, just turned around perfectly in time to see the Spy going for the sneaky little jump stab. Can't pull it off, and at the moment the red defense is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Cerulean tried to just walk in and get the snipe. Sometimes you just gotta try the very obvious shots on sniper there. Doesn't quite work out at the moment here, but everyone else up top is just trying to create some space past this red totally right now. Is getting a few kills. Jazzy down is a big deal. Demoman, a lot of damage off the tables here right now. With that, also they find some people finally onto the card with the demo not denying them as much. Here, get this thing really rolled up far, and this gun is just about denying the card right now, but it's just a lonely little level 1 there. It's finally getting one more kill for Lucy, but everyone else can just get in at this point.
Yeah, I was seeing the minion Pyro Ash walking forward. The combo is actually, playing kind of very traditional Highlander combos sticking together. We've got the Pyro, the Demoman, and the Heavy all pushing forward with the heals. They've got good cap time now. As soon as they push them off that high ground, it's very easy for them to move forward. And we're seeing Red are not sure where they want to hold for this next point. A couple of points left in this hold. They're actually caught in a very awkward position. The map suddenly opens up a hell of a lot. The Medic is completely alone at the moment, and Solar, the Spy, goes, and that's a really nice stab onto Serena, who I thought had seen the Spy, but never mind. He gets 1-2 more.
No.
That's a 3k, and he's actually onto Jazzy as well, who does eventually pick him up, putting himself nicely back to the wall and picking up a nice pipe, where the damage is done there by Solar.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't quite know where they want to be on this map. Certainly new map for the players as well to some extent here, showing its face here a little bit for them, but much against the favor of Teufort. Velocity goes in for stab as well, can't quite get anyone there with the Assassin's Creed from up top. Will just go down here. That's going to be the third point wrapped up as well, so really, really quick affair here from second to third. And theoretically, the space from third to last is very small, but everyone's spawned up now. Everyone can put up some hold here and maybe just abuse the fact that the red team has some high ground here as much as they can and just rain down damage on them.
Solar again, he picks up Jatty, that's a DuMmTm down for the defense. A lot of spam potentially off the cart. The one player, Rocky, is able to spam the cart alone. Versity going in for a stab as well. But it's a complete crunch on the point, just eels being poured onto the heavy Clownfishii, who gets a lot of frags, 4k at the end, and they're able to just muscle it in.
Yeah, the small little gun that wasn't a level 3, it's just much easier to be taken care of here, and just goes to show if you don't have enough time to set up as good a hold as he can be, sometimes it just goes very quick here as well. 6 minutes, just about 6 minutes 9 seconds is the time Green Goblins got here, and now the teams will be swapped, and it's on to Teufort to do better than a 609 to finish this map right now. Otherwise, it will be Green Goblins winning this by nature of beating the map faster with how the stopwatch rules work out here right now. So let's see, the first 2 points, I think, you really put a number on the timer here. After that, it was like smooth sailing into last for Green Goblins. If Teufort can do better on the first 2 points, they set themselves up for a good option to win this map.
Yeah, for sure. You know, as you say, a lot of the time was off that first couple of points. Particularly that second, I think, with all the high ground, it was very difficult for Blue to push into. There was an extra flank they could have used, but I don't think they even found it in time. We'll have to see if here Teufort Towers are able to do a little bit better. See, there were crit stickies up for red, but this time Green Goblins managed to get their medic back up onto the medigun, so they will have a medigun for this first point defense.
Yeah, let's see what comes of it. Always surprised when I don't see it nearly as much in higher competitive settings, since it seems so consequence-free to just do it. Certainly Green Goblins have the same idea here, just swapping off right away, see what they can do with the similar idea with the gun, just on the rock in the back here. This first point is quite a ways away here. You don't have to hold them on the spawn door, you can let them get out as long as you just don't let them get past this next corridor here, where the cart's currently running into. That seems to be the idea, but Crow, overextending a little bit, goes too far in, tries to get to the cart and just gets sniped for it.
Yeah, and Sereno actually did a great job. Some majestic holding onto an Uber on just 50 HP there. Scarlet gets stabbed as well, so at the moment Blue aren't really sure what they want to do. Chloe Mew just pushing this cart a little bit, being able to duck under, hiding behind the cart from the level 3 sentry that's using the same spot we saw earlier. Uber is now coming in from Blue, but the cart capper is cleaned up while it happened, and there is a better red Uber coming out. The medic MTL did go very, very low. They're going to be 40 HP, wanted to stay forward, but there is a corner that they can hide back behind.
There was one singular sticky on the staircase that Med had to go back up, but I don't think Jazzy saw that happening, so no disaster here for MDL, but everyone's spawned up on Blue so often. The blue team's just lighting for their spawns here, and they're just walking in as quickly as they can with this to get in before Red has all their numbers back up after the Uber exchange, and they're making it count. Conch heavy, going deep here, can't quite clean up as many kills as they want, but should still wrap up this point here just about. Spike comes in with the DuMmTm, getting the kills, but just about too late.
Yeah, Crows continues to walk forward. He's going to find a melee kill onto Druidfish as well, trying to SMG him down. There's a Pyro as well. I don't think he will escape. Does his best there, OTGT, the Pyro to air blast him away to safety, but he will burn out. We're now seeing the red defense trying to play the low ground of the tunnel quite a bit further forward than we were seeing from the side of Teufort Terrors when they were defend at this point. But they just put a little bit of presence, and then they're going back to this much stronger high ground position.
And we'll see. We haven't seen much of this point after... Well, actually, no, we have. I'm thinking about it here. We've seen a little bit of this one here. The high ground position, as he said, working out quite generously here. The card just has to go like below them at the first spot, and then past them for quite a while around this corner here to get anywhere right now. Let's see how much they can make this count. Down the high ground as well. Dispenser forwards, trying to keep the heavy alive. That thing's down already here, but the heavy is still on the BP for the red team, just tanking up all this damage that Jazz is trying to make count over there.
Oh, Scarlet's going to push in. Well, as the red team is committed to the low ground, the heavy from the high ground gets the force out. Don't think they're even going to have to use him, but they're not aware of how the shutter works. They tried to go back through the shutter, the blue combo, but it doesn't work that way. It's a one-way shutter, but the blue heavy Uber is in behind it, cleans up the combo of red. Ash is just trying to blast the heavy into the air, but won't escape with his life, and the blue combo here for Teufort Terrors is raining terror down on the red team Green Goblins.
Alright, this is still very much doable. 240 doesn't sound like a lot of time, but it didn't take Green Goblins much longer to push the rest of the map here either right now. Let's see, it really comes down to the third route. Here's Battalion's backup up as well. Anyone running in right now will deal a whole lot less damage as long as Rocky stays close to the team, wants to go indoor, wants to get a chance at the medic, can't quite get it, can just barely get out, will one more rocket in the back. Finally will take the soldier down there. That would have been severe Battalion's backup privileges to live all that damage there with the damage resistance, but not quite enough here. Either way, the card's rolling up to the door. That thing opens now. Some red player still here. Bomb in by the red soldier as well. Not quite enough for Carl to get the kill there. Not gonna get to the medic. Serena barely leaving the 40 health.
Yeah, Solar's in position to perhaps go for the medic if he decides to. His decloak now is down onto the medic. Finds another bit of a face stab or backstab and does get the medic down. All 9 players are up here for the side of Green Goblins' defense. Just a minute and a half left for them to hold DuMmTm. The blue sniper is trying to get into position. There's a nice little teleporters hill here for blue. Sorry, really far forward, so allowing to get the gamers back into the match much faster than you'd otherwise expect. So shout out to Lucy, they're doing an excellent job on the engineer.
I think Scouter found an angle though, just sneaks in behind her, gets some pistol shots going. That tally's down for now. Everyone on red team still behind the wall. They're trying to unfold themselves in a safe corner with the gun in the back as well. It's gonna be really tough to break that thing if you have to go so far in to get it in the first place here. And so far red team just using this position really nicely. Have a pack right there as well, so bonus help every single time the medic takes damage. It has the dispenser and a health pack to go around next to the sentry gun.
Just a minute left now here for Teufort Terrors. We're seeing red here. Crow doing a lot of work, just spamming down the blue combo so much. Positioning himself nicely as well, so he's able to put out a lot of damage and then back out himself to safety. Scarlet is going in on the soldier. Happy Mate Cole gets a lot of damage down onto him, but no dice either way, no frogs traded. So at the moment, red is just very happy. They've got 13 seconds left to defend this, and it's really now or never here for Teufort Terrors.
Yeah, this is the last effort right now. People have to come in as soon as they can. Serena almost has. Uber needs to do a number on them right now. Once it's up any second now, and then it just needs to go straight in here into this hold right now as much as they can. But MDL still has Uber, and they're well aware of what's happening here. They just don't want to give them even the opportunity. Just push up before blue team might be ready. This Uber is just a solo pyro, but it can go so deep all this way to the medic, force them really far back, and then Ash can just airblast them around, trying to just not let them get in whatsoever. And this blue Uber is just getting utterly denied to end out the map. Green Goblins with a very solid looking win.
Yeah, very impressive. We saw the real standout there was Crow just doing a ton of work.
As we starting to set up for the next map, I believe after Payload we'll have some cough, some change of pace here. Just good old King of the Hill to get going for map number 2.
We have got a couple of logs as well.
Ooh, funny numbers. That's going to be a fun one for the people in the tournament as well. Just for the individual bragging rights between each player here, much more importantly, I think. These numbers might make some people have some arguments later. So we'll see what happens here. Green Goblins back on blue, I believe, and Teufort Terrors back on the red squad, and we'll just see who will come out on top in this.
Yeah, we are... Sorry, this is... Yeah, Cascade we're now moving into. We're going to see Happy Mate Carl is going to be the soldier, the first player going forward. Gets a nice little high ground position, but Chloe Mew again winning a scout 1v1 very early on in the fight. Neither team is wanting to commit too much across the point. Crow getting a little bit of damage out Cerulean, finding the sniper onto Scarlet, but dying to DuMmTm, the sniper on the other side. So at the moment we're seeing it's going to be the red team of Teufort Terrors doing slightly better of this fight so far. No demo man, of course, for the Green Goblins. So just a little bit of scrapping across the fight, but the initial cap time is coming in from Scouser here.
Alright, Cascade always an interesting map to see. I always like to compare it to what if Viaduct was a lot wider. in many ways here, except you obviously still have the under area as well that changes dynamics a bit here. Blue team still really aggro, but they have a lot of people down right now. Lose the cap and have to use the Uber here by damage getting thrown their way. Trying to make the most of this. Ash going as deep as they possibly can here. Gets to the medic, can deal some damage, but it's just not going to work out in the end. Jazzy spawning up right on them here, just gets in there, kills the medic. This far forward, easy cleanup to get. And that's just going to get Green Goblin stuck in some trouble now as well. Matt down really, really late. Serena with the crits advantage now as well. So whenever they feel threatened, they can just pop that thing and clean up kills immediately.
Yeah, a little bit of greed there from Ash and the kind of frag clip in his sights when I think just the easier frag onto the demo who was caught out would have been decent. They would have been perhaps been able to hold on a little bit longer. But we're now seeing OTGT going really aggressive, burning a lot of people down, but not going to get any frags out for it. So we're going to see Green Goblins cap up for the first time here. They've got all their combo up. Happy Main Carl looks to want to take a buff and go forward as well. He's now bombing forward. He's getting onto the battlements area. Put a little bit of pain, but jumping back to his team, so really and picking off DuMmTm again. So sniper advantage still in the side of Green Goblins here. They do have the point, and the Ubers are pretty even, but it's actually a crit screen here for Sarina.
Yeah, this could be make or break now. Jazzy has to really put in damage here if they want to crit signal him. Activating Carl coming in with the bomb, but can't quite find the kill. Jazzy over pushed up without them here. Everyone else was held up by the bomb, almost cost them the Devilman here. Not quite working out as intended, unfortunately, for the Blue Soldier. So far, no disaster just yet, but Red Team, as much as they're being held up a little bit, they still eventually can just push this forward now.
Yeah, they're struggling to get out of this combo a little bit. Trolleyfish going super aggressive onto the demo man. Jazzy, who's going to have to wait up, get healed again. There's a crit screen up here, but we see the demo just jump in really deep, going for something, but he is going to be cleaned up. It's actually Mr. Dispenser with their little mini sentry getting that clean up. So while a lot of players here have gone down for blue at the moment, we're seeing no way for red to really utilise this crit streak. Carl doing work again, jumping in, getting Chloe Mew and jumping back out, just again keeping himself alive in such an impressive way.
Yeah, this is also where something specifically for game mechanics will show what people might be aware of here. If you're the team on the point, you just have worse spawns by a little bit, and that bit of difference can very much have a huge impact for your team here. So if you're on the blue team right now, on the cap, you don't really want to overextend and just randomly lose players there. So the fact that Carl can jump in and get back out again like that, without having to sit through the 13-second spawn time we see on Scouter right now, for example, makes a huge difference. Every death is just a lot more punish for you on the point than it is for the team on red right now that is off the point. And I think really that's the difference maker, right? For Taros is just not abusing that fact too much. They gotta get people in there, they gotta start a fight at some point.
Yeah, they're really not pushing forward together. They're getting themselves stuck in this corner an awful lot. One player who wants to go forward is the Pyro OTGG. He gets the pick up onto Ash after air blasting miles in the air. He will create a crit screen, comes out here from the red side of Teufort, but it's countered pretty impressively by a Uber coming in from blue, and now we see Crow going really deep with the bomb onto the medic. Sarina doing a great job at juking and jumping around. 2 melee hits down onto the medic's Sarina, but no frag. But now Solar's in a great position to go for something else, but beautifully defended there by OTGG.
Alright, this was a very late effort to salvage this and bring themselves back on the cap here for the red team. They managed to get that. Teufort has point control again, has crit streak still on their hands as well, which means they should have Uber up a little bit sooner here than their opponents too. And really, that might just be enough to bring this back here. 2 minutes is quite some time, of course, when you're just sitting here waiting for your opponents to not do anything, because they certainly will. But you just gotta counteract them quickly here, and Clownfishii already on that as well. Scout just really deep behind, gets the sniper there, tries to get some more pistol shots, not enough to take down the Demo Man. But even the sniper alone down, already really nice, makes it much harder for them to contest past your own.
We're seeing a little bit more bravery coming out here from Green Goblins. Trolleyfish getting aggressive, picking up the Pyro. Lucy's going to go down as well. DuMmTm picks up a nice snipe onto Carl. But at the moment we're seeing a bit of a sniper MGE happening with Cerulean wanting to second scope to the best of his abilities. DuMmTm has gone down now, so that opens stuff up. Cerulean at the moment, Teufort Towers, they do have control of the point just about. It's coming very close to a cap coming in for blue, and it's Jazzy's having to put so much damage down. We see Solar going in for something. He fails a stab onto the medic, but he does pick up the stab onto Jazzy, and the cap will come in for blue.
Yeah, but just slowly and surely edging them away. Might have gotten him the cappy, but it hasn't really gotten him any kills yet. So Solar going for round 2. Sniper right on him, and the medic runs in as well. So Raider wants to go for the saw. Can't land it in time. The sniper, despite just getting the kills here. And this should pretty much just bring this home for Green Goblins. Only let them get a minute there. Really, really nice stuff by Solar at the end. Just somehow miraculously getting these kills.
Yeah, they're just so much more aggressive, and Solar coming in with some solo picks as well, opening stuff up for his team as well. Impressive to see. But yeah, really, Teufort, they need to just step up their aggression. I don't know whether it's like a lack of main core or whatever, as you'd expect in these kind of scenarios, but they're just not aggressive at the same time. But so far, very, very impressive by Green Goblins.
Yeah, that's really underrated for a lot of people, right? You just think, oh yeah, you're just good at the game, you have good aim, you just know how the game works. But really, someone taking charge, someone just arranging plays for 9 people. Really, really important in these scenarios here. Maybe they're lacking that, but for sure, very, very underrated quality to have, just being the one taking charge of the team here a little bit. Green Goblins down a medic very early, however, I mean, you can have good main calls all you want, but if your med's down, and there's only one thing you can do about it, which is just go in, get kills. You don't have heals, you won't live much longer. You just gotta make every bit of time you have count right now. And just try to go in, get a few kills, and once again, it's Teufort being really, really passive. At least it lets the sniper get some shots off here, but they still lose the cap. Yeah,
the cap will come in, but Clownfishii has picked up a couple of frags. There's now so many frags in the favour of Teufort Terror's. Scarlet is picked up by the counters. Now we're seeing Chloe Mew running in, picking up MDL with the help of Rocky, and a really great push there. Really the first time we've seen that, but very, very well coordinated push. All the players going in together, picking up the combo of Green Goblins, who had just set themselves a little bit too far forward given how many players they were down.
I'm interested that they're still on the crit quick as well. It hasn't really done them any favors on this map specifically. It worked alright on the previous map for a little bit here, but hasn't really done them as much favors here just yet. Nice attempt by Rocky to try to get in with the bomb. Can't quite get it. In the meantime, Solar just gets it going. First try once again. Really MVP this map so far for Green Goblins, just getting these tabs every single time right now, and it's just putting in so much work for them here, but they're just not getting past this wall of damage. Everyone on red knows without a medic, they can't just let them get in for free. They gotta do something here, and they're just staying close, heavy up front with everyone else in the back to just deal more and more damage. Is getting the counterfacts. The MDL also going down. It's gonna do them some favors here and stops them from even capping at the moment.
Yeah, impressive from Teufort Terror. Scarlet going in with Jazzy, really abusing that little fence to block off so much damage that the heavy could potentially take, just playing from the high ground, hiding behind the fence. Now we're seeing blue, they're able to push themselves back across the point, but there's no Ubers in play at the moment for either side. We're seeing actually Trolleyfish learning from Scarlet, going aggressive as well. Has the demo man at point blank, but doesn't choose to shoot him, wants to win the heavy 1v1 against Scarlet, but both of them ended up trading out, which isn't the worst scenario at all for the red side of Teufort Terrors, but they're going to have to wait for their demo run before they can do too much here.
In the meantime, Cerulean just has the sideline from the little cave up there as well. Gets the snipe already on the sniper. That makes life a lot easier here for the rest of the team, not having to fear the big powerful sniper class just sitting in the back there, and just makes it so much easier to just deny people getting in here. However, can't deny this bomb. Really nice one for Rocky there. Gets in on the sniper right away and just gets right back out again. Really good stuff there by the soldier, and with another kill on top of that, Scout going down here as well with some nice pipes. Suddenly, this opened up a lot for Teufort Terrors.
Yeah, they want to get forward. They've got a couple of players, got a couple of picks, a couple of players down, but it's Jazzy is so weak. Rocky as well. So when you've got so many combat classes weak, it's not great. Chloe Beam picks a nice little frag up onto Carl, who was waiting for that little arrow, and going to see the crit streak come out. Not too much done with it so far. Does force the Uber out, but Crow just wants to barrel forward, just taking everyone on his back, just going forward. But the collapse from Red is actually impressive. They put themselves in a nice position on the point. They picked up Crow, Ash and Mr. Spencer down as well. So they will take the cap, they will get themselves back in position. Trolleyfish wants to go for something, but at the moment it's Cerulean is the big threat, the sniper back on the battlements.
Man, we'll see. It's a minute left on Green Goblin's timer, but Teufort Terrors not trading too far behind at a minute and a half here, so certainly still very, very competitive here, but these pigs are doing a number on them right now. Sniper gets one more, the Pyro cleans up the Demo Man, and suddenly Green Goblin's just in a great position. Anyone else still here needs to either get something right now or get out of there to not be another player down for the red team, and It's looking like they can at least lift this for now here. Blue team caps the point with that. Their spawns are a little bit worse again. Ash feels that significantly here. Still not spawned up yet because the team capped the point, but it's only the Pyro they're down right now, and that doesn't seem to be enough to just get people in here. In the meantime, Solar once again picking up the medic.
Yeah, Solar having an absolute field day. The spy checking around the medic, not as ideal as you would see. He's actually going to go in, run in, get the sniping, wants to get a trick stab onto Scarlet, but Scarlet is way too aware, just putting themselves in a good position to deny that. The moment Scarlet trying to get aggressive, but Trolleyfish with the high ground is there. He's going to get picked up by a nice little Assassin's Creed coming in from Versity, but with so many important players down here for Red, and Rocky jumping in for a feed as well. At the moment, Green Goblins are in a beautiful little position.
Alright, so far so good here. Obviously, it's not quite over yet if Green Goblins wins this, but they're on map point. If they win this one here, there's only one chance left for Teufort Terrors, otherwise the map will be over. So it's going to be difficult here right now as the push comes in, but it's getting denied so early. We're just in there with the overcharge, stopping him from going anywhere at all. That's going to wrap up this round here right there. And for anyone that doesn't know why it's there in the first place, why a KOF map needs to have half times, it's the relic of the old ESCA days, which was a relic of CSGO rules that just got ported over to TF2, and then everyone was just okay with it in America for some reason. Who knows why they kept it around, but we'll see either way. It looks like they want to, in fact, play this for at least a little bit longer here, so we'll see who wins out on this round here. Green Goblins obviously 2 ahead. You need to remember that, of course, here, but at the end of the day, this is still bring back it for Red Team here. Midfight's not going so well just yet. They'll keep the battle alive for now, but Serena has to be careful. Finally back to normal Uber right now. Spy in their face though. No one else with the medic could be very dangerous though.
Yeah, doing a good job there, Serena, getting themselves out of that sticky situation. Backing up to the safety of their team. They've got a teleporter as well, so get a couple more players in. Sola's back in position. He's going to fail a stab onto drumming line and get picked up by a mini sentry at the tail end of him as well.
Alright, Red Team back on point. Didn't even let them cap there actually as well. Just quick enough to do it here. Rocky with a bomb in onto the combo, and that will force Viewer. MDL will fear this, probably rightfully so. Really nice jump there by Rocky. Gets this Uber out nice and early. And that thing can't do a ton. It will still clean up a little bit. Scarlet Jazzy down. It's not anything to scoff at right now, but as long as it's not getting to Serena, you can afford to lose basically everyone else. As long as by the time everyone's spawned up again, you still can just push back with your own Uber. And certainly that looks to be the case right now for the Red Team.
That was a really nice push there from Green Goblins. Just everyone, they had their kind of Joe style go call, and everyone went forward, everyone got the frags, just pinning the Red Team back really far forward and continuing to pressure them is Calm going in and Solo as well. They do turn around for him. Now nicely set up, all 9 players are together here for the side of Teufort Terror, but again they're stuck in this slightly awkward corner. They wanted to push out of it, but Scarlet's going to get picked up by the combination of Trolleyfish Scouter and perhaps the Sniper as well. And at the moment they're just stuck in this corner.
Now just a matter of someone taking charge here. Someone needs to just say, let's go with this Uber charge, let's go in, get some kills here. But as more time goes by, the worse it's starting to get here. Neil almost has Uber as well now, and any second wasted now is just gonna make it so that when they pop finally here at the end, MDL just has to run away for such a short amount of time before they can just go right back into the fight and maybe not even let them cap. A couple of kills might be difficult. 4 down right now. Doesn't go well for Green Goblins, but again, they have this match still alive. They can just try to make this work anyway with a few people down. Pyro, that moment on the Uber, getting in, getting some damage here. Scarlet down. Jazzy just about getting out of here as well. Clomy on the medic, and Jazzy helps clean it up with the help of the scout there. Really nice stuff there. That works out just about for Teufort Terrors.
Yeah, it looked ropey for a minute as the cap hadn't even come in as the blue Uber went forward, but they just chased it a little bit too much, and a great job by Jazzy to catch me by Cerulean picking a headshot onto Jazzy as well as he was getting pressured out. So certainly Cerulean doing a lot of work with the sniper class. Does lose that sniper 1v1 to DuMmTm, who was peeking in from this top kind of cave area. Kind of an awkward position to both snipe from, but also to counter from as he continues to rain headshots out. Spies on either side getting a couple of picks, but the big one for Versity picking up MDL the medic.
A really beautiful one as well. Just the classic Assassin's Creed that drops off the building, gets the medic, and the second afterwards, the spicy kill gets melted by the Pyro. Just a second off there for OTGT to prevent it from happening. Oh, yeah, sorry, on the other side here. Will not get it done. There's the Market Gardens coming through as well. Rocky, I think, realized after so long in this match These bombs have been looking pretty good onto the opponent's half, got deep every time. Why not just try to insta-kill someone here? Meets up with a scout on the flank as well, and that's gonna do some work here already for them.
Yeah, nice little old school flank play coming in there from Chloe, Mew and Rocky going in together, causing, some bit of havoc going in behind. And a beautiful little marking gun sneaking in, this time back from the front, finds the medic, so no heals up here for blue. A lot of players down for red. We've seen a big bomb coming in here from Carl. Gets and eventually finds the rockets onto Serena, picks up Lucy, the NG as well, so it's a bit of a collapse here for the side of Teufort Terrors, but a much closer round so far.
See, Rocky might get his singular insta-kill with the market garden, but Hakal just goes in, shoots 3 rockets and 2 people die at once, and he's still there, behind alive, and can just keep going for more and more and more. Gets DuMmTm as well. It's getting better for the soldier in the backlines right now.
Yeah, both soldiers doing a ton of work right now. Happy Mate Cole jumping up into the cave, trying to take a 1v1 against the scout at Chloe Mew, but Rocky jumping into the opposing cave, going in behind for something. But Solar again picks up a quick 2k onto Serena and Jazzy, the demo and the medic down.
Okay, there's some cleanup there in the lower areas where SMG Sniper are unable to find any more kills right now. Solar spotted here as well for the red team, so at least it's not going to get any worse there for them, but still off the point, they're still forced back into, once again, this difficult corner for them here. And with the scout in the backline, it's not managing to get any crucial kills either. It's going to be hard to bring this back to the last 10 seconds of this round.
Yeah, just 10 seconds left. As you can see, Rocky put a lot of damage down onto Crow, but he will not pick up the frag. He's actually going to go underneath and try and find a marking armor in from behind. Can't get the right jump. There's a demo as soldier on the point, but an Uber for the blue side of Green Goblins, and they will take it 3-0.
Yeah, that's going to be another round here. Really solid stuff. Teufort Terrors just getting very stuck in their decision making a lot of the time as well. A lot of these pushes just not very decisive. We talked about someone just being the voice for the team, telling people, okay, it's time to go forward now. They're really lacking here a little bit for them compared to last time, and it's just really doing a number on them right now.
Well, GGs were out, but I'm not sure if we are continuing to play. No,
yeah, I think this is just
really
a consequence of there being too many Europeans here for NA rules to make sense for any of their brains. I feel First to Free is probably ingrained in some of these people's minds, even if they haven't played so much competitive. It just feels like the right number, doesn't it?
Yeah, we are going to see them continuing to play on, it seems. Green Goblins this time taking a lot of casualties, so many players down. So Teufort Terrors are going to take this mid-fight. Want to press forward with Dina, a soldier in the air. Finds some nice little wall shot there, Rocky onto him. Spy trying to come in from underneath Solar, trying to do something, but there's so many players around to look for him.
Okay, Versity tried to roleplay that a little bit, standing in the corner, pretending to be a blue teammate here. They're not falling for it this time. Will not let that one happen. Solar a lot more lucky on his attempt there as well to get something going. And suddenly there's just a lot of people down the red team, and Green Goblins have a chance to just get in here. Pyro denies a bit of the damage, but they're still getting forward, and with people off the point, it's just getting easier to go deep. And that bomb by the Demo Man, who will make Serena use. No way you can hold this any longer, but they've got to have stuck in a bad position here. Tried not to use at all, and by this many people dying at the end, there's just no one to use on anymore, and just has to run out, beaming the last player they can see, but it was the spy all along. The imposter has been found, but it's too late for Serena to get out of there.
Oh, at the moment we see DuMmTm up in the cave. The Heavy is aware of him, but how can the Heavy do anything from up there? He does pick up MTL. He's up onto a 5k at the moment. The uncontested sniper just playing from the high ground. No classes. If Crow was made aware of him, he would be able to go in for the jump, but we eventually see Happy Mate Carl going up for him, but at the moment DuMmTm has been able to move himself out. Attempted marking under coming in, but he will find a rocket eventually. And at the moment, Green Goblins, they have lost their medic, so it's going to be a decent Uber advantage here for the side of Teufort Terrors, but Green Goblins still have a lot of presence on the point.
Yeah, these Ubers have to do a lot more work right now for Teufort Terrors. They've been really hesitant to use them offensively a lot this game here right now, but this gotta change now, or it's gonna be too late very soon. Only a minute 40 left on the clock right now. Uber coming up quickly, but gotta get this thing going. At least they do not fall to Carl's jump in there. That will not do as much damage as they would like to see on the side of the blue team here, but everyone else is still stopping people from just taking space early. They don't have an Uber yet. They try to go in and they're just getting fairly denied for it, but in the end, at least they're getting some counterfacts. The last snipe there onto Cerulean is really good for them too, and maybe they can still make this work.
We also saw a cheeky bit of an amputator coming out there from MDO. Probably learning a little bit from Gedu, seeing him pull that off in Premiership finals seasons past. But at the moment, we've seen Trolleyfish wanting to get super aggressive, picks up Scarlet. There's more frags for him if he wants to continue going forward, which he really does. He now has the support of Crow as well. Will go down eventually as the red team Teufort has kite it decently, doing a good job just putting some nice little focus fire in. Versity going in for something. He gets a sap and a little cheeky stab onto Crow as well. So that will open a couple of things up here for the side of Teufort Terrors.
Yeah, looking really good for them to take some space here. Nice little stab as well. Jazzy, however, from up top there, just doesn't have any health. Tries to just rain down damage, but just gets jumped pretty quickly by Carl. Goes down immediately. Suddenly this number's dwindling for the red team here. Scarlet tries to take matters into her own hand. Just get in there while it's not too late yet. But he was already up for MDL. This Evo will just get met with counter action very quickly right now. And just coming down to keep themselves alive the most with this right now. Domu trying to go deep, can't quite find the engine. In the meantime, they lose the heavy at the end of this as well. Blue still a lot of people down, but they just kept position with what little they had.
Yeah, Bombers coming in now. Jazzy going for something, gets a lot of damage onto that Ash, who will eventually go down to Rocky as well. There's Pyro's spine on the point versity, very low, just 4 HP for him. The other soldier now, Rocky, going in deep with more. MDL doing a great job surfing it away, but the presence across the point has been impressive here for the side of Teufort Towers. They're going to take the cap in, going to continue to press forward against Cerulean taking the brunt of that little bomb, but with Scarlet going down now, Trolleyfish continuing to put some work on. Ash picking up Rocky as well. Gets another frag, OTG going down, so a little bit of crumble. Just a couple of players up here for the side of red to try and hold on as blue want to come forward. Amputator out once more, and they're going to press forward here.
Yeah, this hold is just standing strong though. Everyone just together on the blue team on the point and just denying anyone access to this capture point at here. And that's going to wrap things up for this round as well. Green Goblins once again getting 2 in a row, looking really strong on this cough map, and it should wrap up the map as well here. This is all the points going to Green Goblins, uncontested pretty much on this map here in score. Really strong stuff for them, and that's going to be a W for them here. We can see on the numbers as well, specifically, who might have done especially well.
Yeah, I open up the logs here and immediately see a Trolleyfish the heavy for the side of Green Goblins, just doing so much work. 37 kills, Cascade, obviously a map that heavy is perhaps a bit more favoured on than some of the other Koth maps, but doing an awful lot of work for his team, just always in the action, always getting the frags. So 37 to 21, a decent amount of deaths, but just being a real kind of forward presence.
I think the big props go to the soldiers here as well. Both Carl and Rocky did some really nice work on this map. Really nice jumps, be it with normal rockets or the market garden, both coming to shine here quite a bit this map.
Yeah, and 3 market garden kills for Rocky.
With that, Green Goblins will be the victor of this not just map, but match. 2 maps in a row going their way here as it goes in a 3-match scenario. That is not beatable here anymore. They will take this home here. We have some replays as well for you to check out if you just joined late. You wanted to see some action again here. Some nice plays here and there from these players. The Spies, I guess, not to be underrated here as well. I think on both maps, Solar putting in quite some work for his team as well. Yeah, this was certainly a fun match here. There should be more coming up as well in the nearby future here as well, as far as I'm aware. So we stay tuned for that here. We'll see you guys in a little bit here, and then we'll be right back for you.
Hi, old beaver! Away!